In Ukraine's war zone, few weapons inspire as much fear and respect as Russia's Iskander missile system. This formidable weapon has become a symbol of Moscow's military might, and its presence on the battlefield is a constant reminder of the high stakes in this conflict. The Iskander is a mobile, short-range ballistic missile designed for rapid deployment and surprise attacks. Its ability to launch from hidden or camouflaged positions allows Russian forces to strike deep behind enemy lines with little to no warning, catching defenders off guard and complicating any attempts at interception. The Iskander-m variant is especially feared. It can travel at speeds of up to Mach 7, making it incredibly difficult to track or intercept. During flight, it can perform sudden evasive maneuvers, weaving through the sky to avoid anti-missile systems. Even the most advanced air defenses struggle to counter its unpredictable path. With a range of 500 kilometers, the Iskander can strike a wide array of targets, command centers, airfields, ammunition depots, and critical infrastructure, anywhere across Ukraine. Its precision and reach mean that no location is truly safe from its destructive power. The psychological impact of the Iskander is as significant as the physical destruction it causes. Each missile strike sends civilians scrambling for shelter, and the constant threat of attack weighs heavily on the population. For many, every explosion is a chilling reminder of Russia's ability to strike at will. Carrying a warhead of up to 700 kilograms, the Iskander can level entire buildings, devastate neighborhoods, and disrupt the daily life of entire cities. The aftermath often leaves behind scenes of chaos, destruction, and heartbreak for those caught in its path. Defending against the Iskander requires advanced and scarce systems like the American-made Patriot. These defenses are limited in number and expensive to operate, making every Iskander launch a major threat that can overwhelm even the best-equipped defenders. To truly understand Russia's strategy in Ukraine, one must understand the role of the Iskander missile. It's a weapon used not just to destroy, but to intimidate and break the will to resist. A tool of war that operates on both the battlefield and in the minds of those who endure its wrath. As the war dragged on, Russia shifted its economy to prioritize missile production, especially at the Votkinsk plant. In 2024, Russia aimed to build 700 Iskander-m missiles, nearly triple the previous year's output. This surge required thousands of new workers and major upgrades, reflecting a nationwide pivot to a war economy. The defense budget soared, with deep cuts to public services as Russia gambled its future on military victory. High oil prices kept the war machine running, funding a relentless campaign of long-range strikes. With a growing arsenal, Russia targeted Ukraine's energy grid, ports, and military bases, aiming to wear down resistance through attrition. The goal: to break Ukraine's morale and cripple its economy using a constant barrage of missiles. Russia's industrial mobilization has become a central pillar of its war strategy. Despite sweeping sanctions, Russia's missile factories keep running, thanks to a global web of intermediaries. Key components like microchips and machine tools flow through countries such as China, Kazakhstan, Turkey, and Belarus, evading Western restrictions. Goods are rerouted and origins obscured, allowing Russian defense plants to keep assembling advanced weapons. Sanctions have raised costs by up to 30%, but Russia's oil revenues help absorb the extra expense. This shadow supply chain exposes the limits of sanctions when determined actors and willing partners are involved. The US and its allies now face the challenge of not just imposing sanctions, but actively disrupting these illicit networks. The battle over Russia's war machine is fought as much in global trade as on the battlefield. As long as these loopholes exist, Russia's missile production will remain a formidable threat. On March 1, 2025, Russia launched a devastating attack on Odessa's port, firing 2 Iskander-m missiles at the heart of Ukraine's maritime economy. The port, a vital artery for Ukrainian exports and a symbol of resilience, was suddenly engulfed in chaos and smoke as explosions rocked the docks. Moscow quickly claimed responsibility, announcing it had struck and sunk a ship allegedly carrying Western weapons. However, Ukrainian officials disputed this, insisting the targeted vessel was a civilian cargo ship and had not been sunk, but was instead severely damaged in the attack. The missile strike left several port workers injured and caused significant destruction to cranes, containers, and vital infrastructure. The attack underscored the ever-present danger faced by those working to keep Ukraine's trade routes open and highlighted the vulnerability of international shipping in a war zone. Since the start of the invasion, Russia has targeted at least 20 foreign-flagged merchant ships in the Black Sea, sending a chilling message to the world. These attacks are designed not only to disrupt Ukraine's exports, but also to intimidate global shipping companies and deter them from doing business in the region. The consequences are far-reaching. Each strike drives up insurance premiums for ships entering Ukrainian waters, slows port operations, and discourages international trade. The economic impact ripples outward, affecting businesses and consumers far beyond Ukraine's borders. The Odessa incident also highlights the fierce information war being waged. Russian state media frames these attacks as necessary military actions, while Ukraine and its allies denounce them as illegal acts of aggression against civilians and global commerce. No matter which narrative prevails, the underlying reality is stark. Russia is prepared to strike at the very foundations of global trade, to strangle Ukraine's economy and send a warning to the world. Every missile that hits Odessa's port is not just a physical blow, but a calculated attempt to undermine Ukraine's ability to sustain itself, export its grain, and support its people. Today, the Black Sea is more than a body of water. It is a front line where military power and economic survival collide, shaping the future of Ukraine and the stability of global trade. Realizing that military defense alone wasn't enough to secure its future, Ukraine launched a sweeping diplomatic campaign designed to disrupt Russia's missile supply chain at its source. Ukrainian officials recognized that the war was being fought not just on the battlefield, but also in the corridors of international power, where alliances and economic interests could tip the balance. In April 2025, President Zelensky took a dramatic step by publicly accusing China of supplying critical components for Russian missiles, a bold and risky move that sent shockwaves through diplomatic circles and carried significant global implications. This accusation was not just a statement, it was a call to action for the international community. The very next day, Ukraine escalated its response by sanctioning 3 Chinese companies directly linked to the Iskander missile program, signaling a new and more assertive phase in the conflict. These sanctions were carefully targeted to maximize pressure and send a clear message. These decisive actions aimed not only to deter other firms from aiding Russia, but also to pressure foreign governments to enforce existing sanctions more strictly. Ukraine hoped to create a ripple effect, making it riskier for any company or nation to support Russia's war machine. Ukraine's strategy now expanded the battlefield into the economic and diplomatic arenas, targeting the very foundations of Russia's ability to wage war. By leveraging international law and economic influence, Ukraine sought to weaken Russia's supply lines and financial networks. By exposing and sanctioning international enablers, Ukraine aimed to isolate Russia not just militarily, but also industrially and politically, cutting off vital resources and support from abroad. This approach called on the world to hold profiteers accountable, urging nations and organizations to enforce sanctions more rigorously, and to stand united against those who would profit from war. Ukraine's counteroffensive is now being fought as much in boardrooms and embassies as on the front lines, with diplomats and policymakers playing a crucial role alongside soldiers and commanders. The message is clear. Supporting Russia's war effort comes with real, tangible consequences, and Ukraine is determined to ensure that those who enable aggression are held to account on the world stage. Ukraine's answer to the Iskander threat has been patience and precision. Instead of trying to intercept every missile, Ukrainian intelligence mapped out Russia's launch sites, supply lines, and storage depots. By tracking movements and waiting for vulnerabilities, Ukraine struck at critical moments, sometimes destroying launchers and stockpiles in transit. These hits are rare, but devastating, eliminating expensive hardware and disrupting Russia's long-range campaign. Ukraine's strategy is asymmetric, using intelligence, agility, and targeted strikes to offset Russia's numerical advantage. Each successful attack on an Iskander system is a major victory, preventing future strikes and sapping Russian resources. This chess match of patience and precision has become central to Ukraine's defense. The goal: disrupt Russia's most potent weapon by striking smarter, not harder. Ukraine's campaign against Iskander missiles has global significance. Every disrupted strike saves lives and preserves vital infrastructure, boosting national morale. The conflict is a real-world test of modern defense, showing the value of intelligence, sanctions, and resilient supply chains. NATO and other nations are learning from Ukraine's experience, investing in air defenses and reassessing security strategies. Russia's missile deployments near NATO borders have forced Europe to confront new threats and increase military spending. Ukraine's willingness to call out powerful nations and sanction enablers sets a precedent for global accountability. This fight is about more than territory. It's about defending the principles of a rules-based international order. The lessons from Ukraine will shape how the world responds to future conflicts. The battle between Ukraine and Russia's Iskander missiles is redefining modern warfare. The conflict now spans factories, shipping lanes, and digital networks, not just battlefields. Russia's ability to sustain production despite sanctions shows the limits of traditional economic tools. Ukraine's success in targeting supply chains and using intelligence highlights the power of smart defense. The war is shifting toward attrition and resilience, with both sides adapting rapidly. The international coalition supporting Ukraine faces ongoing tests of resolve and coordination. The Iskander saga reveals that future wars will be fought as much with information and economics as with weapons. The world is watching and learning how the next era of conflict will be waged.